Hello truth seekers and troublemakers. I'm Dr. Amir Fassad, here in Lompoc, California to find out more about missiles where they don't belong. And we glad to be done with that silly and pointless form of masturbation known as the United States electoral process. I'm here with retired U.S. space expert Banks Shuttleworth, a former director of the National Reconnaissance Office, and a man close to the private space industry. So, Banks, is this the missile defense war we always dreamed of? And was the Merapi volcano in Indonesia tied in with that strange Catalina missile?
Oh, Dr. Fassad, our mutual old friend Angela Merkel gave you all the clues you needed back in Louisiana last summer. We can lay this entire escapade at the feet of Dr. Elon Musk, the founder of SpaceX Corporation. Well, wait, let me be fair. Dr. Musk is not setting off random missiles near Vandenberg. Rather, his efforts to let bankers and hedge fund managers fly to Mars have sparked a secret counter-movement among Strategic Command and Cyber Command officials to prevent investment bankers from leaving Earth. The officials at Air Force Space Command have been utterly confused about this, as this is not a war among nation-states. This is a proxy missile war between private entrepreneurs and their enemies within the military-industrial complex.
We just heard this morning about the Chinese government practicing satellite maneuvers in orbit. Is this related to the effort to stop Elon Musk?
Absolutely, and for two reasons, each quite sinister in their own way. First, China has a massive space program called Project Oh No You Will Not, which is meant to challenge each and every aspect of the U.S. plans to control orbital space. The Chinese Communist Party has wanted to deploy this effort against the private space industry as a means of demonstrating defiance against the evil capitalists and bankers from hell. In addition, China was aware that the events of November 8 involved a test of the United States Cyber Command, which modified an Israeli software attack program called Stuxnet. A secret team of Cyber Command experts, operating out of Vandenberg, modified Stuxnet so that it would disrupt the rocket controls of the SpaceX rockets.
Wait, we were led to believe that the rocket contrail Monday night came from a U.S. anti-missile missile launched from Vandenberg, or maybe a sea-launched missile.
Of course you were led to believe that. We are all led to believe at least 100 crazy principles before breakfast every day. You of all people should know that, Dr. Fassad. That rocket belonged to SpaceX, and came from one of its secret facilities south of Long Beach. The Cyber Command used Stuxnet to launch the rocket early, before its guidance system had been installed.
This all makes a certain amount of sense, Mr. Shuttleworth, but what about the role of Rupert Murdoch and his efforts to disrupt the Merapi volcano?
Murdoch is the free agent, the loose cannon if you will. Murdoch has created a false fight between Sarah Palin and the Wall Street Journal, so that the Tea Party leaders do not get too close to the world's leading capitalists. Murdoch is at odds with the Chinese government right now, over the problems with the B satellite network. So he wants volcanic ash in the air to prevent any orbit-to-ground laser tests that China wants to test in space. He was hoping to cut short the Obama visit to Indonesia in order to further embarrass the president and let the White House know who was in power. And he has been leaking information to the Cyber Command regarding Elon Musk's connections to Goldman Sachs, so that the plans to send all investment bankers to Mars can be foiled.
But don't these little missile squabbles simply buy the Cyber Command and Strategic Command some time, measured in weeks or months? Elon Musk won't be stopped by a few rogue Stuxnet computer programs, unless the Global Strike Command decides to send nuclear missiles his way.
Well, I wouldn't rule that out, but a nuclear war for spite is not the biggest thing I'm worried about. Remember what Chancellor Merkel told you in Louisiana, Amir? We only have months left to go. When the coalition of climate scientists announced on November 5 that they would make special efforts to educate Republicans, they weren't simply trying to eradicate fairy tales among the uneducated. They have developed new data points to show that the entire planet goes to hell around the third week of September of next year. Cyber Command only needs to delay Elon Musk for about 9 months.
It sounds as though there is a silent coalition of populists among our military leaders, Mr. Shuttleworth. They want to stop the investment bankers from going to Mars, and they'd use Rupert Murdoch and the Chinese government to help achieve those ends.
Oh, but the Pentagon and prime contractor plotters don't want us all to sit and suffer on a burning planet. Their intent, all along, has been to steal the rockets developed by Elon Musk, because they know the rockets developed by NASA and the Air Force are pieces of crap. If they were to march into the offices of SpaceX and take over the rockets in the name of national security, it would look like 7 days in May, only in November. This way, they keep their interests hidden until they are ready to strike. Mark my words, Dr. Fassad. The endgame will come as Obama returns from Indonesia and Congress begins its lame duck session. More missile controls will appear. Strange lights will appear in the sky. Television and internet transmissions will be interrupted. And suddenly, between now and February, there will be a day when, oh good God no.
Good heavens, can we get a janitor in here? Poor Banks Shuttleworth right on his pristine white vinyl, too. I think it is time that your intrepid correspondent for one great big conspiracy does a quick exit, stage left. I'll be meeting Air Force One as it returns from Indonesia, in hopes of getting news of this to President Obama, if Timothy Geithner and Larry Summers don't get to him first. Ta-ta, and keep those bomb shelters clean, and your lamps trimmed and burning.